I'm Dr. Sherry Berger. The range of diagnostic testing modalities and therapeutic options available to us for caring for our patients has grown by leaps and bounds. Certainly it has over the last 25 years since I first became a veterinarian. These advancements enable us to provide sophisticated care that results in our pets living longer, healthier lives and with the highest quality of life. Certainly, these advances can only benefit our pets if the caregiver can afford the price of that care. Veterinary bills are an out-of-pocket expense for pet owners, and whether it's paying for an annual wellness visit or for the services of a specialist, unfortunately, the cost associated with caring for a pet is all too often an afterthought for many pet owners. In recent years, options have come about to help pet owners manage the financial obligations related to pet care. These options include everything from payment plans to companies offering lines of credit, and last but not least, pet health insurance. In this week's specialty update, we're talking about the cost of care and how we can make it more affordable for pet guardians. I'm pleased that it brings Dr. Mary Beth Leininger, a past president of the American Veterinary Medical Association and advocate of pet health insurance, to our space. Dr. Leininger, thank you for joining me here to help us better understand the benefits of pet health insurance, not only to pet guardians in managing the costs of care, but also to the financial health of veterinary practices.
Good morning, Dr. Berger.
So, Dr. Leininger, veterinarians are commonly asked, should I get health insurance for my pet? Can you share your perspective about why a pet guardian should consider getting a pet health insurance policy?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons that pet owners should be thinking about purchasing a pet insurance policy. First of all, we know that pet insurance provides a sense of security for pet owners when things happen that they don't have any control over. And that's basically why people buy any insurance at all. Bad stuff happens. We know that. And no one ever wants to have a treatment decision come down to figuring out cost. And the challenge we have now in the veterinary world is that the cost of care have really gone up quite substantially. So why has the cost of care escalated in the last maybe 10 to 15 years? Several reasons. Number one, pets are living longer. We know that. And as they live longer and become more aged, more things can happen to them, more opportunity and more chance of chronic illnesses. The second thing is that veterinarians can provide substantially more extensive care, advanced treatment options, really high-tech opportunities for diagnostic work like MRIs and CTs. And clients want this. These pets that we see today, they're part of the family. And clients are looking for the same level of care that they're expecting for their two-legged members of the family. Finally, we know the veterinary fees have increased to be able to provide that care. If we think about the Partners for Healthy Pets research back in 2011, there was a lot of concern about cost of care. And this really demonstrated to veterinarians that they have to start being a lot smarter about how they provide services and to be better at explaining what they're doing. The Partners for Healthy Pets demonstrated very, very clearly that one of the reasons why clients weren't coming in for their routine visits, as they had been in the past, had to do with money. It was just more expensive than what they felt they could cover. So if there was a way that clients could afford preventive care, they would do so. And that's where pet health insurance comes in, particularly those insurance policies like our coverage that have preventive care options that clients can add to regular insurance at a fairly modest cost, because by paying monthly, they can afford it. And that's one of those things that we as veterinarians got to start thinking about a little more carefully, is not only what the pet needs, but how can the clients afford to provide the care that we want to provide them to make that happen. And I think one of the things that the Bayer-Bracke study showed back in 2011, 45% of the pet owners that were interviewed for this particular study said they would visit more often if there was a wellness plan that was billed monthly to them so that they could afford it. bingo, that's where pet health insurance with a wellness option really slides in so very, very quickly. Many times we can put aside $25 or $50 to pay for a pet insurance policy, but 6 months later, if we have a $5,000 bill because of a bad hip, maybe we don't have that, but a pet insurance policy provides that support and is there when you need it. So that's a really important thing about pet health insurance, is it fits the client's needs. And why do people use pet health insurance? Lots of reasons. Accidents and illnesses, certainly that are unexpected, is probably the primary reason that pet health insurance even was initiated, even came about. But also for a wellness and preventive care. Veterinarians know that if clients come to us for preventive care, we're able to diagnose things that maybe are just borderline. We can find them earlier. Treatment is easier and more successful. And ultimately, the pet is substantially healthier than if we had not done that preventive care visit and maybe done some diagnostic work and things like that.
So if someone is looking at getting pet health insurance or even changing their current policy, what do you suggest as key for them to consider?
When you think about purchasing pet health insurance, I think there's several things to think about. First of all, what do you know about the company that's providing it? How long have they been around? What's their Better Business Bureau rating? How are they rated as an underwriter? And this is all stuff that can be found online from both the Better Business Bureau and also from something like AM Best and Company that evaluates companies. And what about how easy the company is to do business with? Do they provide information about how quickly you're going to be reimbursed, how it's figured out? What do they do to make it easy for you to do business? And then the second thing to think about, besides thinking about the company itself, is what about the coverage? What are you providing? What's the coverage that you're getting? How much does the plan cost? Are there extra fees or are there discounts? What does the plan cover? Is wellness options, are they preventive care options, are they available? We talked earlier about the Partners for Healthy Pet research that said that clients that had pet insurance more frequently came to veterinarians because they recognized how important preventive care was. And you always want to know what's not covered. What about coverage for chronic illnesses? I think that's something that as our pets get older, they're more likely to be bothered with ongoing illnesses that maybe take care all the time. And does the coverage that you're purchasing actually provide that? So that's the kind of thing you should be looking for. So what does pet health insurance cover? Accidents and illnesses, certainly. Dental disease? What about hereditary conditions, behavioral issues, all kinds of things that we believe go into making a healthy pet, but a better pet for the family. So the other things that we have found from listening to our veterinary clients and our pet owning customers is that they're looking for things to be covered that didn't used to be very standard. Things like stem cell therapy, MRIs and CTs, which are some of those high technology kind of diagnostic opportunities that clients are interested in having access to. What about prescription food? When I was in practice, I knew that many of the chronic diseases that I was facing with the pets that we saw, they required a special diet to help them be managed. And so our prescription foods, included in some of your coverage. Those are the things that I think as clients are looking at different pet insurance coverage, helping them choose which one to maybe really investigate. No veterinary pet insurance company can cover pre-existing conditions. That just doesn't occur.
Thanks, Dr. Leininger, and thank you for helping to clear the air about pet health insurance. Thank you.